Live from Studio 7E in Rockefeller Center, this is News for New York.
Well, as we well know, people from all walks of life are dealing with how to avoid losing their homes to foreclosure. Bill Procida, financial and real estate entrepreneur of William Procida Incorporated out of Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, says negotiation is the key to keeping your home, and he's here to give us some pointers this morning on just how to do that. Good morning, Bill. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you coming in. So many people, I'm sure you're watching this, shaking your head every day. But the point being, the bank really doesn't want your home any more than you want to lose it.
The bank definitely doesn't want your home.
So what can you do? You need to negotiate.
Yeah, you need to negotiate. This is truly a case where the harder you work, the luckier you'll get.
Really?
There's lots of help out there. You go on the HOPE website, HUD, FHA. There is assistance out there. What you've got to do is just get aggressive, and you've got to be responsive. Most people don't even respond to their bank. When the bank contacts you, you must keep talking to them. Okay?
And the idea is you don't want just a voice on the other end of the line. Your best advice is to go to your local branch and talk to the guy you've been talking to behind that.
To the extent you can, you got to start getting a rapport with the servicer. You have to remember, the person that you're talking to is sitting on a headset. Could be in Texas, could be in India. Okay, you really got to start getting people's names. Remember, on the other side, they have a screen of every dialogue, every piece of correspondence you've ever done with your lender. You need the same.
Okay.
And try to keep talking to the same person.
And when you're talking to this person, what are you saying? You're saying, I want to keep my home. I can't afford this mortgage, but this is what I can afford.
Right.
Be honest.
First step, know if you really want to stay in that home or not. Okay. If you don't want to stay in the home, talk to the bank, negotiate a deed in lieu. You're giving them a deed, but one thing. If the value of the house is less than the mortgage, they could come back after you. So you must get what's called the deficiency waived.
Okay.
So you give them the deed and you get the deficiency waived. If you want to stay in the house, get real with yourself. You've really got to know your income. You really, more importantly, got to know your expenses.
Right.
And you got to be living within your means. And then you can start negotiating with the bank. Know what your house is really worth. Don't talk to one broker. Talk to three. Get a real handle on what your house is worth. The more armed and equipped you are, the better off you're going to do with your lender.
Everybody's going to lose a little bit here, but in the long run, right?
Long run, look, over 100 years, real estate goes like this. So, you know, when it peaks, it's because there's many people getting too much money. And when it drops, it's because there's too little money.
Right.
So there's a big difference between the perceived, which is either everybody thinks it's valuable or not. Real estate was never that great, and it was never that bad as it is today. So hold on, okay? If you really want to stay in that house 10 years, you're going to get your equity back eventually. But take advantage of the opportunity, because you may be able to get a discount. You may be able to get more favorable terms. This is the first time I've ever seen that the government's been so proactive, and the banks been so proactive at not wanting your home.
I see. Bill, is refinancing still an option, a viable option for people who may not be quite in danger of foreclosure, but know down the line their wife's losing their job in 3 months?
That goes right back to the more equipped you are and the more knowledgeable you are, the better off you're going to do. HUD, HOPE, FHA, get on those websites. Talk to new banks. Talk to your local bank. Know what you qualify for on that house, because that's going to help the bank. If you owe $300,000 on your house and a new bank is willing to give you $250,000, your existing lender is going to be very interested in taking that $250,000. Then it's just a question of negotiating the difference.
Okay, and don't wait for that bailout money to trickle down, right? If you're,
I wouldn't count on the bailout money per se.
Yeah.
The government's doing a good job. By the way, there's also your city and state governments are doing good jobs. But be careful not to get scammed. Once you're on a foreclosure list, everybody in the world's calling you saying, give me $5,000 and I'll help you renegotiate. Don't fall for it. Work with the government websites. Work yourself. This is a self-help environment. The harder you work, the luckier you will get.
Well, we sure appreciate your help. Bill Procida, appreciate it. A lot of folks out there listening to this one, I'm sure.
My pleasure.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for coming in. And